watched this play. In the good quick hands, the Tech guard's doing one heck of a job on the Tennessee guards as far as defense is concerned.
Second foul on Tyrone Beeman, and the fourth on Tennessee in the half. Tech works it inside. Works it in, getting it down. Look, trying to get inside as much as they can. Dixon posts up. Now they get it to Curry. His shot is good. So Curry now with 10 points. He's the game's leading scorer. 31-26 Virginia Tech. Tony White on a nice move. Tony White now with 4, and that cuts it back to 3 at 31-28. And while we were away, there was a foul called on Virginia Tech as the shot was no good by Curry. Virginia Tech called with the foul, so Tennessee will go back to the free throw line.
Looks like it'll be on Perry Young.
They've called it on Young. Second on Young. So the Hokies so far have 4 players with 2 personal fouls. Perry Young, Beecher, Al Young, and Colbert all with 2 fouls. Kevin Woods at the free throw line.
Well, we've mentioned Young has had problems staying in ball games. He's had to leave 7 of them for foul problems, and this isn't a good thing for the Tech team because they do have trouble holding on to any kind of lead when Young's not in the game.
So Woods, a 67% free throw shooter, missed the front end. Virginia Tech with the ball, and another foul is called. And I think they're going to call Tony White for holding Curry.
Well, Tech's offense revolves around a lot of screens. They do such a good job setting picks down low. The Tennessee players are just having a hard time fighting through those picks. They've been called a couple of times for fouls trying to get through picks.
Tyrone Beeman will check out of the ball game for Tennessee as Fred Jenkins enters the lineup. And Bobby Beecher in for the Hokies. John Dixon will take a seat. That was only the 5th foul on Tennessee in the half, so not a shooting violation. Virginia Tech will inbound the basketball. Trying to go to Perry Young. Instead, they get it to Beecher. Curry working. Nice move. Del Curry now with 12 points. And the Hokies lead by 5, 33-28.
Well, Curry, the sophomore, never really got going as a freshman. He was troubled by mononucleosis, and he had tendonitis in his foot, so he never really got going. But this year he's healthy, and he's really playing well.
Well, one thing about the officials in this ball game, all of them from the Mid-American Conference, Randy Drury, Sam Licklider, and Buell Roach, they're trying to keep it under control. They've called a lot of fouls, possibly some of them a little bit picky. Charlie Moyer couldn't believe that one. It was on Bobby Beecher, his 3rd.
Well, I don't envy their job at all in a game like this when both teams try to play such sticky defense. A lot of hand checking, a lot of quick hands trying to slap balls away. It's just real tough to be an official in a game like this. I'm sure they'd rather see the teams play zone defenses.
So Dixon goes back in the lineup. Bobby Beecher with 3 fouls has to sit down. And Willie Burton at the line for 1 and 1. Burton makes the first one, so it's 33-29. Burton now with 7 points in the first half. Virginia Tech in some foul trouble. Beecher on the bench with 3, Perry Young with 2, Al Young with 2, and Colbert with 2. That shot no good, so it remains a 4-point Virginia Tech lead. 33-29. Al Young pressing the ball down the court. Being guarded by the freshman Fred Jenkins. They get it to Curry. Inside, Dixon working on Jones. And it won't go. Jones on the rebound.
Jones, good defense that time. Stayed right with Dixon and got a hand in his face. Forced him to take a bad shot.
Tony White working on Al Young. He gets it to Burton. Volunteers can cut it to 2. Burton on the drive and the hook gets a good shot.
George Mikan revisited on that play.
So the senior Willie Burton now with 9 points, and Tennessee has cut it to 2 with 4:16 to go in the first half. 33-31 Virginia Tech leading. They have led by as much as 11 in the first half.
You know, they really hate to see Bobby Beecher sit down with foul trouble. He's their most consistent player.
Perry Young wide open. Can't leave him open like that or he'll can it all day. An outstanding player, Perry Young.
Yeah, that's right in his range. 15 feet. It's good range for Perry Young. Anything outside of that, he's really trying to force a little bit. But right there, he hits from the baseline. He just likes to take that one dribble and put it up.
Hokies lead by 4. Fred Jenkins working the basketball out front for Tennessee. And he loses control. They come up with it. Curry wide open. White down trying to guard him. No foul called, and Curry puts it in the basket.
Tennessee coach Don DeVoe really chewing on the officials here. He wanted traveling call on this play.
37-31, a 6-point lead Quite a first half for Del Curry. 14 points so far. Tony White working for Tennessee. He scores. 6 points now, 37-33, 3:10 remaining in the first half. Tech almost loses control, but they grab it back. And a foul is called. And that's going to be called defensively on Tennessee's Tony White, who can't believe it. Actually, I'm sorry, is that Woods or White? No, it's White. Number 11, and Tony White now in the contest with 2 fouls. Tennessee's 2 playmakers, Beeman and White, now with 2 fouls apiece.
Well, it looked like he had pretty good position there, and I think Don DeVoe agreed with that, that he did have good position, that it should have been a charging call, but I guess it really doesn't matter what Don DeVoe thinks.
37-33, DeVoe's team trails Charlie Moyer's team. Moyer thought his team was on the 1-1, but it's only 6 fouls on Tennessee in the first half. Lewis working with a basketball. Lewis with a jumper. Jones partially might have deflected it, I'm not sure, but it's rebounded by Woods, and he's fouled. So Al Young is going to pick up the foul, and the Hokies are in a lot of trouble. Young now with his 3rd. Bobby Beecher already on the bench with 3.
Well, Rob Jones does such a good job defensively getting in the offensive player's face when he's taking a shot. He leads Tennessee with 29 block shots. He had 3 of them against Tennessee Chattanooga.
So Al Young with 3 fouls will have to sit down. Ron Eberhardt comes in, a 6'3", 185-pound junior out of Fairmont, West Virginia. DeMatha High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. DeMatha has produced a lot of outstanding athletes.
They sure have, and they call Eberhardt instant offense. He can really fill it up.
Kevin Woods makes the first free throw, and Tennessee has cut it back to 3 at 37-34.
Eberhardt's the kind of guy, Dave, who sits on the bench and he's in the game the entire time. He keeps his bench in the game. He's always getting them up, getting them fired up, trying to keep the players on the court fired up. He's just a good guy to have around.
37-35, Dixon driving. And a foul is called before the shot. And I think they're going to call it on Rob Jones, so John Dixon will go to the free throw line. Lots and lots of contact and lots of free throws in the first half.
Well, they didn't leave Eberhardt in there real long as Curry checks back in for him.
So they're trying to decide if they should be at the free throw line, and they should, because that's 17 fouls on Tennessee. 2:47 to go in the first half of play. 37-35 Virginia Tech. Rob Jones with his first foul. John Dixon at the free throw line, shooting 62% from the charity stripe. He misses it, and Rob Jones rebounds, and Tennessee could tie it up with a hoop.
Shot was flat, not very good rotation. He's only a 40% field goal shooter as well. He only shoots 40% from the field. He only shot 38% in the conference.
Inside, Fred Jenkins. He puts it in, and Tennessee has tied it up.
Good execution right there. A good look from Willie Burton. Jenkins throws the ball to Burton. A simple give and go. He gets it back, and he puts it in.
First 2 for the freshman Fred Jenkins. Tennessee has come back. They trailed by 11 at one point in the first half, but we're all even. Curry working with the basketball. Off-balance shot won't go. The ball batted around. Tennessee's Jenkins comes out with it. He's trying to run. Works on Lewis. Gets rid of the ball underneath. Reverse layup's no good, but they called a foul. So Rob Jones will go back to the free throw line, and for Virginia Tech, you got to think you've seen Tennessee at the free throw line all day.
Well, I'll tell you what, David, they've lost some leads, and like you said, they were leading by 11 points here in the first half, and they blew it. They're tied now 37-0, and it's because of foul trouble. They're not real deep. They only go about 7 players deep as we watch Jenkins drive the lane here. He's a little bit out of control, but he does a good job to get the ball to Jones, and Jones does a good job to go baseline, something he's done well in the past few games.
The foul was called on Curry. Rob Jones makes the first free throw, and Tennessee has a lead of 38-37. That's the first foul on Del Curry. Jones' second shot is no good. It barely touched the rim, and Virginia Tech claims the rebound.
Tennessee leads now for about the first time since the 16-minute mark.
Dixon working, and he puts Virginia Tech back on top. 1:50 to go in the first half. Virginia Tech leading at 39-38.
I think Dixon surprising Tennessee a little bit. They were content to let him get the ball in the paint and let him shoot because, like I say, he's only shooting 40% from the field, but I think he surprised him a little bit.
Tony White working. Almost throws it away, but Burton saves it. Jenkins, 18-footer, good. So Jenkins puts Tennessee back out on the lead. It's 40-39 with 1:20 to go in the first half of play. Blacksburg, Virginia, NIT quarterfinal action. Virginia Tech and Tennessee. Inside, Dixon, who's had a hot hand of late, puts it off the glass. It rims and won't go. But Perry Young slams it. Perry Young there with a two-handed dunk. And it's 41-40.
Good position. Just goes straight back up with it. Make sure nobody blocks it.
55 seconds to go. Tech leading by 1. Tony White. Rob Jones, fall away, doesn't get anything, but nice save by Jenkins. The Tennessee can't save it on the far sideline as they go into the press table. Kevin Woods makes the effort. So Virginia Tech will have it. 45 seconds on the shot clock and 46 on the game clock, so Tech can basically work for one shot if they want to, leading by 1. Lewis looks over to Coach Moyer, who says, yeah, let's take our time here, fellas.
Well, it's going to be Young or Curry.
And just as I say that, Perry Young goes in, can't get the shot, but it's saved. Curry on the save, and he'll take the 15-footer. It won't go. Tapped around, Willie Burton now for Tennessee. The Volunteers have the numbers, 4-on-1. Burton, he gives it off to White, who's fouled.
It's really not a big surprise what Tech did on their last trip down the court. Instead of holding it for one shot, a lot of times they will work the ball around. But more times than that, though, they'll try to, if the shot is there, if the drive is there, they'll take it right now. They're not hesitant about putting it up.
So Tony White down on the court. Tennessee trainer Mike Rollo is out there to attend to him.
Looks like he's holding his head. He might have bounced his head on the floor when he went down.
The foul was on Lewis, his second. So Tony White down right now. 22 seconds to go in the first half of play. Virginia Tech leading Tennessee 41-40. Mike, it has been fast-paced action, certainly what we anticipated. As Tech ran out to the big lead, a lot of steals, and a lot of credit, I think, had to be given to Al Young as he was disrupting the offense of Tennessee for a while, but the Volunteers finally got into their patterns.
Well, both he and Curry were doing a good job out front on both Tennessee guards. Tyrone Beeman having his hands full with Al Young. I'm sure Beeman's glad to see Al Young sit down with foul trouble. Like I said, they only go about 7 players deep, although Lewis is doing a good job. Doing a good job running the offense, doing a good job playing defense. The man they really hate to see sit down, though, is Bobby Beecher, because he is like the glue that holds this team together. Tennessee assistant coach Jack Furtick compares him to Larry Bird, and that he can do so many things. He can shoot well, he can pass well, he plays good defense, and he's a battler.
Tony White helped off the court. He'll go to the locker room. So Tyrone Beeman is designated as the free throw shooter for Tennessee.
Really no surprise they put Beeman in. He's shooting 80% from the line.
But he missed it. You might have jinxed him there, Michael.
Well, we've seen it happen more than once.
Beeman could tie it up if he makes this one. 22 seconds to go. 41-40 Virginia Tech. He missed both of them. Burton tries to get the rebound for Tennessee, and he does. And he'll bring it back outside. Burton now with about a 19-footer. It rims and won't go. Jenkins on the back.
Well, not a real smart play by the senior from Miller in Georgia, Willie Burton. Panicked a little bit with 15 seconds to play. He takes a 17-footer, although he can hit that shot. It's really not what Coach DeVoe wanted.
On Fred Jenkins, that's foul number 1. And Perry Young will go to the free throw line, trying to make it a 3-point lead for Virginia Tech. Only 14 seconds to go in the first half of play from Blacksburg. NIT quarterfinal action with the winner going to New York's Madison Square Garden on Monday night to face Michigan in the semifinals. Perry Young can't hit. So Willie Burton with a rebound, and Tennessee will try to get the last shot of the half. 10 seconds to go. Beeman trying to push it down the court. Lewis dogging him. 5 seconds. Jenkins is going to take the last shot of the half. It won't go. Rebound, and it's knocked away. And they're going to say, is that the end of the half? That is the end of the half. No foul called. So Tennessee will trail at the end of the first half. Virginia Tech leading it 41-40. It's been a good first half. We'll come back to talk about it in just a minute.
The games are here in 84. The world is knocking at our door. Lots of hard work to do, but you know we'll come through, 'cause there's something big waiting for you. Coke is the biggest taste you've ever found. Coke is the one that never lets you down. Coke is the most refreshing taste around.
forgetting the earth was hot, dry, and barren, and no one took the time to care about their lawn. But as man became civilized, green became fashionable, and a nice lawn important, but still difficult. And Lawnmark came along and took the top out of keeping lawns green, because only Lawnmark uses dry fertilizer treatments. So if you want a greener, better lawn, call Lawnmark.
For a free estimate on your lawn, call 387-2371.
Do you see any stats you can look at? Welcome back to Castle Coliseum on the campus of the University of Virginia Tech University. Here as the Hokies lead Tennessee by a score of 41-40. Mike, it's been a real fast-paced action and a good first half, but a lot of fouls.
It sure has. A lot of fouls by Virginia Tech, mostly. Both teams doing an outstanding job on defense. Something I'm surprised about, David, is the crowd. The crowd really not into it. As we've heard the last couple of days, what a great crowd Virginia Tech has, and they do have a great crowd, but it could be that the students aren't here. I know Denny Crum says he hates to come to Virginia Tech and play. So the crowd may be a little bit out of it because the student's not here.
Well, Don DeVoe said that he really didn't want to play in Blacksburg. He had to, but when you talk to Don DeVoe about Virginia Tech tradition, he certainly knows what it's all about, because he took them to the 1973 NIT championship, which the Virginia Tech people point to as saying that's the greatest thing in Virginia Tech sports history. So Don DeVoe sort of responsible in a way for some of the success that's been held here in Blacksburg.
He certainly has, and of course, Charlie Maurer is doing a good job though right now at Virginia Tech, and we're looking for great things to come here in the second half.
And they're fiddling here in Virginia Tech. We'll come back with more halftime entertainment, highlights, and actions when we get back. 41-40 on score.
Coming up with a way to protect your company's health takes far-sighted planning. But here in Virginia, innovative health care plans custom tailored to your company are close to home. And all the details are as close as your telephone. Phone free 1-800-542-BLUE. Find out why we're the #1 fastest growing Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan in the nation. For information, phone free 1-800-542-BLUE. We've got group health care plans with the right stuff for you.
TV 10 WSLS-TV, Roanoke.
Welcome back to Castle Coliseum. Some entertainment going on as the Hokies fiddling away out there with his partner here in Appalachia. You look back at these two teams, Michael, and some interesting ways that both of them got here. Some high hopes for NCAA bids. They didn't get that. The Tennessee Volunteers starting out with an interesting year. Let's go back and look and see how Tennessee got to the NIT championship. Here's a look back on their season.
When most teams return 3 starters from the year before, you might say they'd be in good shape. But when Tennessee lost Dale Ellis to graduation and Michael Brooks to academics, the Vols lost most of their offense. From the beginning, many questioned Coach Don DeVoe's preseason scheduling. With the likes of Ohio Northern, Georgia State, and Hardin-Simmons invading Stokely Center, fan support dwindled. Tennessee stood at 9-3. Tennessee's first real test came on January 3rd against Georgia, the SEC opener. The Vols seesawed through the first half of the SEC schedule, standing at 5-8 with their backs against the wall. But the Orange and White reached deep down and won their next 4 out of 5, including upsetting Auburn at Auburn and outplaying Kentucky in Knoxville. Tennessee seemed to have found themselves at just the right time, SEC tournament time. The Vols faced Florida in the quarterfinals, finally disposing of the Gators in overtime for the 3rd time this year. Tennessee was on a roll but had to face an always tough Auburn team next. The Tigers used their powerful inside game to dash the Vols' hopes of an SEC title, a 6th consecutive NCAA bid, and a 20-win season. Tennessee sat and waited at 19-13. But the NIT came calling, sending new hopes for the Vols and St. Peter's to Stokely. Tennessee sputtered but won, drawing UT Chattanooga in round 2, a team that would probably hold their own in the SEC and a team that some say should have been playing in the NCAA tournament. The Vols stood their ground and won a thriller on a last-second 20-footer by Willie Burton. And now Virginia Tech is the only thing standing in the way from a trip to New York and a shot at a first-ever NIT championship. This is Rusty Enzer reporting.
As for Virginia Tech, the Hokies came into the season with high hopes as well. They had a young team, but they thought that with Curry and Young doing their jobs, that they could make it to the NCAA tournament, playing in the very rugged Metro Conference. And they had some big wins in the Metro Conference and a good season. Let's look back at the Virginia Tech season.
It was with high expectations that Virginia Tech came into the 83-84 season. Starting 4 freshmen and a sophomore for the better part of last year, the Hokies compiled a 23-11 record. Billed as the hurry-in Hokies, Tech quickly lived up to its reputation as a club that likes to move the ball up the court this season. Tech came into its first conference game of the season against South Carolina with a 5-1 mark. They ran the Gamecocks right out of Castle Coliseum. The final, Tech 104, South Carolina 76. After splitting a pair of games in the Richmond Times-Dispatch tournament, it was time to face arch-rival Virginia. Frustrated and unable to run, the Hokies fell 10 points short, and their record fell to 7-3. From there, they won a pair and lost in overtime to Louisville before landing in New Orleans to face the Tulane Green Wave. Tech triumphed by 4. 2 more wins at home, and then it was back on the road at Memphis, where Keith Lee almost single-handedly dumped Tech, bringing their record to 12-5. The Hokies then seemed to get things going, topping Louisville by a bucket in Blacksburg, and then for the first time since the 1976-77 season, they came away with a win over Virginia. Their record, 15-6. The Hokies then slipped, losing a pair, but seemed to have the magic back when they trounced Memphis State by 20, 89-69. Their record, 16-8. The magic was not back, though. They lost their final 3 regular season games before rebounding in the Metro Conference tournament, downing Tulane on a last-second shot by Al Young and topping Louisville before losing to Memphis State in the tournament championship game. Their record, 18-12. It was NIT time, where they have beaten Georgia Tech by 3 and then slipped by South Alabama last Sunday night by 2 on this last-second Al Young tip-in, which brought them to a 20-12 mark as they enter tonight's family reunion with the Tennessee Volunteers. This is Les Miller reporting.
And Tennessee and Virginia Tech in third-round action of the NIT tournament. 41-40, Hokies leading. We'll be back with more halftime activities after this, so stay with us.
Woodson Pontiac, our volume sales enable us to offer new Pontiacs at unheard-of prices. For example, air-conditioned Bonneville 4-doors that are equipped for only $96.88. And sporty, fuel-efficient Sunbird 4-doors with air conditioning and more for only $78.88. Or the elegant Grand Prix with a $1,000 savings off list price. Only at Woodson, where unless this emblem is on your car, you probably paid too much.
He's a fish cutter, looking for work.
Is there a job here, cutting your fish?
We buy that stuff stamped in patties.
Out of place in a fast food age.
Lay it! We press it and saw it up, sailor!
Till he found the right place.
I fillet fish.
So do we.
Each Long John Silver's fillets real North Atlantic fish. And if you don't think that makes a difference, come taste for yourself.
We're at halftime here in Virginia Tech's Castle Coliseum, where the Hokies have lost 3 games so far this year. They're leading in this one right now, 41-40. Mike, Tennessee trailing 1 point by 11 points, but they came back, and it should be a great second half.
It should be, David. Tennessee getting back into the game because the Hokies ran into foul problems. And as you said, it should be a super second half, more sticky defense, more transition basketball. I'm looking forward to it.
There have been a lot of fouls, and Virginia Tech can't be pleased about that. They are in some foul trouble. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. Virginia Tech leading Tennessee at halftime, 41-40.
For bugs or termites, Americans rely on one company far more than any other.
Orkin.
Orkin. Orkin.
Orkin.
Some choose us for our guaranteed service. Orkin. Some for our famous chemicals.
Orkin.
And some for our special care around kids and pets.
Orkin.
But whatever the reason, far more Americans choose Orkin Army Pest Control than any other.
Orkin. Call the Orkin Army, #1 against pests.
What do we do at Roanoke Valley Toyota, Brother Bass?
Folks, when you buy a car this week, we'll give you absolutely free 10,000 gallons of gasoline. That's right, folks, a gallon of gas every year for the next 10,000 years.
No way, Brother Bass, but we will do this. If Roanoke Valley Toyota can't beat your best deal on a Toyota truck, we'll give you our truck free. Right, absolutely free. As for you, Bass, you should live so long.
You didn't have to tell them that.
Yes, I did, because we give only straight deals, great deals at 2711 Franklin Road, Roanoke Valley Toyota.
An ugly old floor. And you're afraid to redo it? But now you can with Mannington Applause, a seamless vinyl floor covering you can put down yourself. It's more flexible, so it's easy to cut, easy to fit and trim. The exclusive Ease Back lets you install it over any existing floor. And right now, Mannington Applause is on sale, specially priced at the carpet shops.
We're looking at the Tennessee cheering section, about 1,000 Tennessee fans on hand. We have a packed house here in Castle Coliseum. The Tennessee trailing Virginia Tech 41-40. Mike, the Hokies are in some foul trouble, as we have been saying. Tennessee with 2 players with 2 fouls, but Virginia Tech 2 players with 3 fouls, and they got 3 others with 2.
That's right, David. 13 personal fouls for the Hokies, and their 2 key players, Al Young and Bobby Beecher, each have 3. Young, of course, did a great job in the early part of the first half with his good pressure defense out on the Tennessee guards. In particular, Tyrone Beeman tied him up twice for 5-second calls. And Bobby Beecher, well, he's, like I said, the glue that holds this team together, and they hate to see him on the bench with 3 fouls. For Tennessee, Tyrone Beeman has 2, and Tony White has 2 fouls, and, well, two of Tennessee's playmakers with 2 fouls. Tennessee has 4 players with 1 foul each. The Hokies have 3 players with 2 each.
So, Charlie Moore, you're undoubtedly talking to his team about that, saying they're calling them close guys, so we got to be careful in the second half. At halftime, Virginia Tech leading Tennessee 41-40.
How big is it?
It's big.
How big?
It's big.
Real big. How big?
At some hamburger places, those big names they give their hamburgers
That is big.
lead you to expect a lot of beef.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. A big hamburger is more important than a big name.
No offense, but where's the beef?
The beef!
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
The facts speak for themselves. Chevrolet, Dodge, AMC, Jeep, Renault. Imagine 3 of the 4 leading names in American-made cars and trucks under one roof at Hudson's in Pulaski. Yes, Hudson's has the widest selection of cars and trucks by these leading domestic manufacturers in the entire state of Virginia. But here's another fact that's even more important. Hudson's is Western Virginia's first Service Supremacy Award winner, including Roanoke and the New River Valley, and has been so recognized since 1978. We wanted you to know the facts about Hudson's in Pulaski.
Both teams have returned to the court. Everybody standing and cheering here. Virginia Tech fight song in the background. That team leading at 41-40 as both teams playing for the chance to go to Madison Square Garden. I know both teams very excited about that chance.
They sure are, David. Let's look at the field goal percentage, and I think that's a key to what happened with Virginia Tech and Tennessee. Virginia Tech had an 11-point lead, and they were shooting 68% at that point. But now Tennessee has come up to 53%. Tennessee shooting 53%. They were shooting 38 at one point. The Hokies shooting 54%. They were shooting 68% at one point. So Tennessee catching up in the field goal percentage, and that's a big key.
And the free throws, very important. 12 of 19 for Tennessee, 3 of 6 for the Hokies. So Tennessee outscoring them 12-3 rather, at the free throw line. A 9-point disparity there. And the rebounds, Tennessee leading at 18-15. Turnovers, Tennessee has been forced into a lot, especially in the early going.
Well, like I said, Al Young just doing a stellar job out front, forcing Tyrone Beeman into a couple 5-second counts.
And we're only a few seconds away from the start of the second half of this basketball game. Quarterfinal action. Who will go to New York? Will it be Tennessee or Virginia Tech? We'll find out when we come back.
United Virginia Bank wants to loan $550 million this year.
We don't need that much.
Well, we've made it easy to get a loan at UVB.
We don't need $550 million, I can tell you that.
You'll find our applications are very simple.
We're just building a patio.
And we want to loan all $550 million at very competitive rates.
Well, I guess we could use Italian tile.
United Virginia Bank. We're lending money in a big way.
This week, feed your family for less. Look to Lowe's Foods and Thrifty Mart for super low prices. We've got them, and here's proof. This week, a great family pleaser, Valleydale Whole Smoke Picnic is low priced at 68 cents a pound. A nutritious Donald Duck orange juice, 12-ounce frozen or half-gallon carton, your choice for only 89 cents. Be sure to pick up Duke's mayonnaise this week. It's only 79 cents for the quart jar. And the quart bottle of Del Monte ketchup is low priced at 69 cents. Low prices every day and real savings every week. Shop Lowe's Foods at Thrifty Mart. We've got it.
They've arrived. Shipments from all over the country are here now. S&K Famous Brands has spring suits and blazers from America's leading department stores and men's shops. This $285 classic suit, for example, is $159.95 at S&K. This $235 suit is $119.95. S&K, the nation's finest menswear at 40 to 50% off. But hurry.
S&K Famous Brands, the Plaza in Lynchburg and Grand Pavilion Center across from Tanglewood Mall in Roanoke.
Hey, folks, the Nissan truck you've always wanted is yours now during your Datsun dealer's 50th anniversary celebration. Check out our selection of rugged trucks and got 8.8% financing. We've got standard, king cabs, 4x4s, all at 8.8% financing. That means savings of up to $1,400 on some models alone. Come on down now and make your best deal.
Now is the time to save at your Central Virginia Datsun dealers.
Start the second half. We need to do a little bit of bookkeeping here for you folks. For our stations along the line, we're going to give you time now for your halftime billboards. Run your halftime billboards now.
Tonight's NIT basketball game is brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Southwest Virginia. Now you can call on us from anywhere in Virginia. By Wometco Coca-Cola, Coke is it. By Sheeler Chevrolet Toyota Chrysler Dodge, exit 37 off I-81 in Christiansburg. By Wendy's, we've got the beef. And by the Carpet Shops.
Waiting for Tennessee, trailing 41-40.
Tennessee going with White, Beeman, Jenkins, Jones, and Burton to start the second half. And Tech going with Beecher, Curry, Al Young, Perry Young, and Dixon.
White shot swatted away by Tech. They have it on the run out. Curry puts it off the rim and it falls in.
He's really fun to watch. He dribbles well. He pulls up for the shot. He just got good concentration on the front of the rim, good rotation on the ball. He gets a good shooter's bounce, and he gets it down.
Curry was 7 of 14 in the first half for 14 points. He leads everybody in scoring now with 16, 43-40 Tech. Inside, Tennessee works it to Rob Jones, but it's stolen away. Curry on the run out, working on Tony White, and Curry scores. So Virginia Tech with 2 buckets to start the second half. They lead 45-40.
Well, that's what got them the big 11-point lead in the first half. They got the quick hands underneath, swiped the ball from Rob Jones, and got the good fast break.
18 points for Del Curry, having some night. 45-40, Tech leading. Still man-to-man for Virginia Tech, as they have been the entire game. Tyrone Beeman open, doesn't want the shot. Now he takes it, and it's good. Beeman cuts it to 45-42. Tyrone now with 7 points in the game. Al Young working. He's got 3 fouls, as does Bobby Beecher. Perry Young, Del Curry, rather, again from the corner, and he's just almost unstoppable.
Well, I'll tell you what, Curry on that shot, it surprised me it went in. It looked like he wanted the shot at first, brought it back down, and just had a good concentration, a good presence of mind to go right back up with it, and he got it to go.
20 points for Del Curry, 5-point lead once again. Tony White working it to Jenkins. Bobby Beecher underneath, working on Burton, and there's a kick called, knocked away. Curry playing fine defense as well as good offense. He's just been Mr. Everything for them.
As we open the second half, exact same thing as the way they opened the first half. Tennessee trying to slow the ball down a little bit, work the 45-second clock, get the ball inside.
Jenkins on the miss. Rob Jones gets it into Willie Burton, and he can't get it to go, and Tech with a rebound.
And Tech pushing it up.
Tony White, though, now I think they're going to call a foul, actually, on Tyrone Beeman as he got in the way of Al Young.
And that's his 3rd foul.
So that's the first volunteer with 3 fouls. And Tech will bring it inbounds as Beeman tried to come up with the steal, but he got Al Young on the forearm. 47-42, 17-14 remaining in the contest. Virginia Tech with a 5-point lead. Nice play underneath, but they lose it out of bounds. Maybe just a little bit too far ahead for him. As Curry couldn't handle it, Tennessee comes up with it.
A little bit too far under the backboard. Curry a little bit out of control.
Tennessee trailing by 5. Fred Jenkins working on the baseline in a little bit of trouble as he gets it back out to Jones. And the Vols will set it up again. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Tony White working, spins, and it won't go. Tapped up and in, though, by Rob Jones. Good position.
Nobody blocked Rob Jones out. He was free to just go straight up to the glass. Got the good position, and he tipped it back.
Rob Jones now with 11 points for Tennessee. Pass underneath, and it's just simply thrown away by Curry. And I think at times you'd have to say that Virginia Tech has not been able to stand prosperity in this game. They've had some big leads, and then they make the turnovers.
They tend to play a little bit out of control when they get ahead. They don't think before they play. They just go ahead and do what comes natural to them. Although I did like what Perry Young did. He posted Jenkins up down low, and he was open. Curry just made a bad pass.
Knocked out of bounds.
Tennessee got a break on that play.
I don't know about that call, but Tennessee will retain possession. For our stations along the way, our next commercial break will be your regular 90-second, a 90-second break next time we go out. 47-44. Tech leading it. Fred Jenkins gets Beecher up in the air, shoots it off the glass. It's no good. Tony White tries to rebound, and he has it. Tennessee working it out front, Beeman.
Tennessee being very patient, working the 45-second clock well.
Volunteers trying to cut it to 1. That's what it was at halftime. Tony White, it won't go. Curry with a rebound, and Tech trying to push it down the court again. Jenkins standing there. They're going to call a charge. And Del Curry will be the man called for the personal foul. That will be 2 fouls on Del Curry. So Tennessee, or 3 fouls rather. That's the 3rd foul on Del Curry. So 3 on Curry, Al Young, and Bobby Beecher. Tennessee will have the ball when we come back. The Vols lead it, trail by 3.
Just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the style of it, just for the thrill of it, the real cold taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the joy of it, just for the just for the fun of it, Diet Coke. Just for the look of it, from Coca-Cola, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. You're really going strong. Where are we going? Yeah. Where you belong. Trust me. You like to look for more. Yeah, who we're cooking for. So welcome to Arby's. You're right where you belong.
If you love roast beef and tender chicken,
You're right where you belong.
Arby's, located in Blacksburg, Lexington, Lynchburg, Martinsville, Radford, Roanoke, and Wytheville.
An ugly old floor, and you're afraid to redo it? But now you can with Mannington Applause, a seamless vinyl floor covering you can put down yourself. It's more flexible, so it's easy to cut, easy to fit and trim. The exclusive Ease Back lets you install it over any existing floor. And right now, Mannington Applause is on sale, specially priced at the carpet shops.
And you're in Don DeVoe's huddle right now as he barks out the orders to his Tennessee Volunteers, who trail by 3, 47-44. We thought that there was only 2 fouls on Curry, and it was. They've corrected that now, and there are only 2, and that would be a big loss if Curry had 3 or 4 fouls. Have to put him on the bench the way he's been playing.
It sure would. He's their scorer right now. He's the guy who's really on a roll. Unofficial total of 24 fouls called so far in this game, and the refs from the Mid-American Conference may be a little bit out of their element. The MAC, known for their slow-down play, their very deliberate style, and plus the MAC only uses 2 officials. They may not be used to working with 3.
Fred Jenkins on the double pump. It won't go. Tennessee working underneath and tipped in by Rob Jones as Tennessee had good position underneath that time.
Excellent position again by Rob Jones. He just goes right up with the right hand. Burton doing a good job to keep it alive. And Jones finally just goes straight up, unmolested, puts it back.
47-46, Tech with a 1-point lead. They get it to Dixon. Curry, who's had the hot hand. And this time it won't go for Curry. A little bit off balance that time, and Burton rebounds.
That's not his shot. He forced that a little bit. He needs to be a little bit more stationary when he's shooting the ball.
Jenkins gets it into Rob Jones. He misses, but Burton there to put it back in, and Tennessee with the lead now at 48-47.
Well, Tennessee just beating up on Virginia Tech as far as board work is concerned. Virginia Tech not doing a good job at all with blocking out.
Charlie Moyer says, we need to talk about this, fellas. His team trails 48-47, 14:35 to go in the game.
Coming up with a way to protect your company's health takes far-sighted planning. But here in Virginia, innovative health care plans custom tailored to your company are close to home. And all the details are as close as your telephone. Phone free 1-800-542-BLUE. Find out why we're the #1 fastest growing Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan in the nation. For information, phone free 1-800-542-BLUE. We've got group health care plans with the right stuff for you.
If high down payments are stopping you from owning your own home, come to Oakwood, because we've got your American dream for less. Right now, you can buy a beautifully furnished Oakwood home starting as low as $477 down. Imagine, as low as $477 down. Why continue to rent when you can now afford to buy? At Oakwood, we've got your American dream for less.
Welcome back to Castle Coliseum on the campus of Virginia Tech University as Virginia Tech and Tennessee play in NIT quarterfinal action. The Volunteers have just taken the lead at 48-47. Tech with the ball. And there's a steal by Tennessee as Beecher tries to get it inside, but Rob Jones, who's playing well defensively, knocks it away. Tony White, as Tennessee can take a 3-point lead. Working on the right side. White in trouble, now gets it off to Burton. Volunteers taking their time a lot more than Tech, who likes to run it at every opportunity. Tennessee a little more patient. Oh, a nice slam back by Rob Jones.
Rob Jones just doing an excellent job on the offensive board. Watch him come from the backside of the hoop. Burton puts the shot up. He misses it. Jones gets inside of Dixon and stuffs it down. Tennessee outboarding Tech in the second half, 5-1, and 4 of those have to be offensive boards.
15 points for Jones. Long shot from the corner by Curry is there. He now has 22 points. And Tennessee leads it 50-49. Keith Colbert ready to check in for Virginia Tech. 13:30 remaining. Tennessee leading by 1. Jenkins, long pass, and he threw that a little bit too hard for Willie Burton.
Colbert checking in here for Dixon. Coach Moyer is obviously not happy with Dixon's play on the boards, letting Rob Jones go to the boards at will. We'll see what kind of job Colbert can do. He's a little bit quicker than Dixon. He might be able to match up better with Jones.
Colbert at 6'6". Shot by Perry Young, no good. The ball knocked around. Who comes up with it? Rob Jones. As Beecher hits
Tennessee's
for that.
3-on-2.
Tony White pulls up off the board, no good, but they've called a foul. And we'll see who it's on this time. Virginia Tech with a lot of fouls in this game. And they're going to call that on Curry, and that will be his third. So now 3 fouls on Curry, Beecher, and Al Young.
And those 3 players are their scorers. Those 3 are the ones who fill it up.
Charlie Moore, you're not making any substitutions, so he'll stay with Curry. Tony White at the free throw line. White misses the first of 2. In the first half, Tennessee at the free throw line, 12 of 19. For 63%. They were 54% from the field.
There's the shot of White going right to the basket. They had the 3-on-2, but Tech doing a good job to make it 3-on-3.
White gets the second free throw, so it's a 2-point Tennessee lead at 51-49.
One of of the things Tennessee's done well this second half so far is they've taken Tech out of their transition game. They've done a good job getting back on defense, and it seems that when Tech runs their half-court offense here in the second half that they've been forcing it a little bit, been trying to take the bad shot.
Beecher with a shot, no good, and White with the ball, but he's fouled on the run out. Perry Young called for the personal. Young says no way, but the official grabs him.
They're going to call a technical too on Young. He gave the official a little lip here. The official was, you can see in his eye, he wanted to give him the technical. Here it comes right there.
So this may be an important part of this basketball game. As the technical foul was called, Charlie Moyer conferring with the officials, trying to get some kind of explanation. Willie Burton is the man that will go to the free throw line for Tennessee. So the technical foul called on Perry Young as he picked up his third personal foul. And Burton makes the free throw. So it makes it 52-49 Tennessee. Now the Volunteers will have possession. A few things coming out on the court. The officials taking time to clean it up. 12:38 remaining. 52-49. Tennessee with a 3-point lead. And Mike, I believe that's their biggest of the game.
Yeah, it is, David. Let's check the foul situation real quick. 4 players for Tech. Perry Young, Bobby Beecher, Del Curry, and Al Young, all with 3.
Now we check back. Tennessee did lead 6-2 at one point, so they had a 4-point lead. 3 points, they now lead. 12:24 to go in the game. Fred Jenkins working it. Jenkins going to take it himself. Spinning move goes in, and the ball's up by 5, and that is their biggest lead.
Tech a little bit disoriented on both offense and defense. Jenkins doing a good job to turn Curry around.
Jenkins now with a steal. Tennessee trying to run. And Al Young is called. And that is going to be number 4 on Al Young.
Well, that's definitely a big blow for Tech. He is the man who puts the pressure on the guards, and he is the man that disrupts the offense.
And we just got a jelly bean. Looks like it might be pretty good. It's a yellow one that hit me on top of the head. As the Tech people aren't
President
pleased.
Reagan's not here, is he?
Aren't pleased with all the things being thrown onto the court right now. Emotions running high in this part of the country. I've heard that people, in some regards, were glad to see Don DeVoe coming back, and others not real happy about the fact that he left Blacksburg at one time.
Yeah, you know, he left in a situation where it was really a no-win situation for Don DeVoe. He thought he might have a chance to go to Ohio State, his alma mater, but that job fell through, and he didn't have his contract renewed at Tech, so he went to Wyoming before he came to Tennessee, and I don't know about a lot of Tech fans if they were pleased with the situation when he left.
Tony White working, gets it to Burton. Tennessee leading at 54-49. Tony White in a little bit of trouble, looking for some help, and he finds Kevin Woods. Ball's looking patiently. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 11:40 on the game clock. Rob Jones doesn't have it, so he throws it back out to Jenkins. Jones will shoot it this time. No good, but a foul is called. And I think they're going to call a foul on Willie Burton for pushing off. Well, if you're a Tennessee fan, I guess you'd say that was a make good. If you're a Virginia Tech fan, you say it was long overdue. Second foul on Burton, so Virginia Tech will have possession of the basketball.
Let's see what kind of job Lewis Dunn's running the offense here. As we've mentioned a couple of times tonight, Al Young really likes to push the ball up court, and he may have forced a half-court offense a little bit when the transition game wasn't there. Lewis may be a little bit more content to run the half-court offense instead of pushing it up.
Curry gets it to Beecher, and it won't go. Perry Young on the rebound, and a foul is called on the rebound. Could be Kevin Woods or Willie Burton. Both of them were right there.
Here it is again, David.
And they go with the foul on Woods, his second. So Perry Young will go to the line.
Good action underneath. Little jostling. Good physical play.
Now they say now it's not a shooting violation, so Tech will take it out of bounds under their own basket. Trailing 54-49 with 11:16 to go in this contest. NIT quarterfinal action from Blacksburg, Virginia. They get it inbounds. Burton almost with a steal, but Colbert on the save. He gets it to Lewis. Lewis inside. Perry Young scrambled around and knocked out of bounds. Tennessee will have it.
Young did a good job to get inside, get open inside. He just couldn't handle the ball, and Tennessee comes up with it. So the Volunteers could go up by 7 with a hoop here.
11:40
you really got to wonder what happened to Virginia Tech here. They just haven't played well in the second half.
The pattern of having big leads and blowing them. That's happened to Tech all year. They would have been in the NCAA tournament more than likely.
And foul trouble.
Kevin Woods can't hit. Tech, though, can't handle the rebound, and they're just a little snake pit, it seems.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with that foul trouble. You know, when a player gets 3 and 4 fouls, that's got to weigh on his mind. He's got to be thinking, well, I'm going to be just a little bit tentative here because I don't want to pick up number 4 or number 5. It's understandable.
Burton with a bad pass, and it's stolen by Curry. Curry working it. Puts it off the glass and good, and he's fouled.
Good play by Curry. Real good headsy type play. Kept his head up all the time. Good body control. Went around one defender. Went inside the other defender. Went right to the glass. Used the glass well and drew the foul. Here it comes again. Look at him go to the center of the court. The other 2 players fill the lane. Juke a little right. Back to the left. Uses the right hand and gets it to go.
And the foul called on Tony White, his 3rd. The 4th on Tennessee in the second half. Curry can convert on the 3-point play. He does. And that makes it 54-52. Tennessee with a substitution. Tyrone Beeman coming in for Tony White. Beeman also has 3 fouls. Now, I don't know if our microphones are strong enough to pick up what Don DeVoe said there or not. This is family viewing, folks. Fred Jenkins, nice move. Can he get it in the basket? No. Burton comes back out with it, and Rob Jones, rather, and he's fouled.
Jones a real smart player that time. Jenkins forced a little bit and didn't get the shot, but Jones got the rebound. The numbers weren't winning, so he pulled it back out. Tried to pull it back out and got fouled. Right there. Reaching around the back. That'll get you every time.
Tim Lewis with his 3rd foul, and that's 5 on the Hokies. Tennessee leading 54-52. Burton shoots it from the corner, and it's good. Willie Burton now with 14 points. Curry pulls up. His shot is good.
Curry's starting to get back in the flow. He got out of the flow a little bit there as Tennessee was doing a good job defensively. But he ran the break well the last time down the floor, and this time down the floor he pulled up with a good jump shot.
And a foul now called on Willie Burton as Tennessee loses possession of the basketball. Dale Curry unofficially now with 26 points, and he's just been taking control as far as Virginia Tech is concerned.
Well, you know, we've talked about Virginia Tech's inability to hold a lead and inability to take care of the ball, and Tennessee hasn't exactly done a good job of it as of late. They've had problems with freshman mistakes, and although they should be sophomores by this time of the year, it doesn't always hold true.
10:04 to go in our basketball game. Virginia Tech trailing Tennessee by 2 points with the basketball. As the Hokie fans try to encourage their team. Jumper from outside is no good. Good position, though, by Perry Young. And he puts it in.
Well, we've talked about him being only 6'5", but playing a lot taller, and they're picking up full court here, something that worked well for him in the first half.
Tennessee gets it across the line in the 10 seconds. 56-56. Both coaches, Don DeVoe and Charlie Moyer, up yelling instructions to their team. Beeman looking for somebody, needs some help, and gets it to Burton.
Now Tennessee's offense looks a little disoriented. Virginia Tech's got things rolling for them a little bit.
Now they're going to call a jump ball, and on the possession, Tennessee will have it as it's their turn. So it was knocked out of bounds. A good block underneath. Beeman coming in there with the big guys, and it's knocked out of bounds. Tennessee arrow pointing their way, so they have the ball. Shot from the corner, and we got a foul called. I think they called Colbert on the personal.
Last 2 times Tennessee had the ball underneath the basket, they gave it to Willie Burton, and Burton can hit that 15, 16-foot jumper out of the corner. They're going to give it to Tennessee, though, out of bounds.
That's 6 fouls on Virginia Tech in the second half. Colbert's 3rd personal. Kevin Woods will inbound for the Volunteers. 56-56, 9:09 remaining in our game. Woods gets it to Burton. And Beeman will once again set up the offense. The winner of this game gets a ticket to New York to take on Michigan in the semifinals Monday night. And a foul is called on Lewis as Lewis reaches, and that's his 4th foul. So no Al Young and Tim Lewis both with 4.
And those are their only 2 point guards, true point guards. I imagine they could put Curry at the point, but I think it'd would be a waste of talent if they did.
So that's 7, and that sends Tennessee to the free throw line. Tyrone Beeman will be there. Beeman, Tennessee's best free throw shooter. Coming into tonight's game, averaging 80% from the free throw line. They'll have 1 and 1. And the first one is good. Tennessee back on top, 57-56. Beeman at the line for his second one. It's also good. So Tennessee back out on top by 2 at 58-56. Lewis running the offense for Tech. They get it to Bobby Beecher. Beecher working on Rob Jones. On a nice shot over Jones. They called a foul. And we'll see. I think it might be on Virginia Tech as Perry Young shakes his head in disbelief. So it may be on Young, and we'll come back the other way. I think the bucket will be good, though.
Watch Beecher here. He goes up over Jones. He's got a distinctive height advantage over Jones. Jones a little bit shorter. Took him into the lane and called up for the jump shot in the paint.
So the bucket is good. They called it on Colbert, not on Young, so that's 4 on Colbert. So Al Young, Keith Colbert, and Tim Lewis, all with 4 fouls for Virginia Tech. We've had a lot of conferences at the official scorers table tonight.
Like I said, they may just be a bit disoriented. They're working with 3 officials for probably the first time this season, as the MAC only uses, the Mid-American Conference only uses 2. We're also used to the slowdown type game. It's the deliberate style that's played in the Mid-American versus the run and gun type aggressive defense that we have going here.
Well, now they've changed their mind on the foul and said it's not on Colbert but on Young, so it's his 4th foul. So make it 3 on Colbert and 4 on Young. I guess that's what the discussion was all about. So Dixon will check back in for Virginia Tech. John Dixon replacing Perry Young, who gets a fine round of applause. He leaves the game unofficially with 13 points. Kevin Woods at the free throw line for Tennessee. 58-58 with 8:41 to go from Blacksburg, Virginia, the home of the Virginia Tech Hokies. Wood's shot is short, and Tech with a rebound. They have a chance to reclaim the lead. Curry working it out front with Lewis. Beecher into Dixon. Doesn't want the shot. Beecher does. It won't go. Knocked around. Beecher, though, follows his own shot, and he puts it in.
Thought he might have walked there a little bit. He lost control of the ball and took a couple steps underneath. As we watch it again, Beecher doing a good job following his shot. But right here, he picks up the ball and fumbles it around a little bit. But he turns around and makes a shot. Interesting note, this half, Tennessee has taken 5 more shots than Tech, and in the first half, Tech took 9 more than Tennessee. So Tennessee doing a good job halting the transition game of Tech.
Ball slapped around. Burton could not control, neither could Jones. And Curry comes up with it. He's trying to get the officials' attention, and Jenkins just takes the ball from him. Jenkins now is fouled.
What I think Curry was trying to do there was get an injury timeout called. Moyer wants a timeout, but he didn't want to spend one of his, I got a feeling. So it might have been Curry doing a little bit of an acting job there, and the official didn't bite at all. And again, we're getting pelted with jelly beans down here on the floor. Here's Jenkins with the steals. He takes it to the hoop. He loses control of it there. Not good ball handling. Tim Lewis just fouled out with that foul against Jenkins.
So Tech may have wanted that injury timeout as Curry is limping off the court right now. Charlie Moyer trying to get things straightened out at the official scorers table, along with assistant coach Bobby Stevens, who used to be an assistant coach under Don DeVoe for 2 seasons at the University of Tennessee. Tim Lewis sitting down, and a tough break for him, actually.
Yeah, it is. He got forced into a situation where he had to foul there, give up the easy 2 points. And interestingly enough, Jenkins has had some injury problems in the later in the season with cramps in his calves, and he seems to be limping around a little bit near the top of the circle there.
Fred says that when he makes a steal, he gets so excited that he tightens up, and he can feel a cramp in his legs. And that's what happens to him at times. Fred will be at the free throw line. Al Young is coming back in for Virginia Tech. More discussions as they try to clean up the court a little bit. And as we got some jelly beans, Mike, we got 4 or 5 here now on our table if we get hungry.
Well, that's okay. I didn't have dinner. Should have brought our umbrellas, though, I got a feeling.
Al Young back in for Virginia Tech. It's going to be 2 shots for Fred Jenkins. Jenkins standing and waiting. And now they give him the basketball. He'll have 2 shots. 60 to 58 with 7:43 to go in the basketball game. The Hokie fans just not at all happy about what's been going on. A lot of fouls have been called in this game, most of them on Virginia Tech.
Well, I said at the half that they weren't as vocal as I thought they'd be, but I think they're making up for it a little bit in the second half.
Jenkins makes the first free throw. He now has 7 points unofficially, and it's 60 to 59. Second one also there. So Fred Jenkins ties it up when we come back. Virginia Tech will have the basketball. It's Virginia Tech 60 and Tennessee 60.
Sheeler Chevrolet, Toyota, Chrysler, Dodge. Sheeler's Automotive Shopping Center is the place to go for all your automotive needs. Sheeler's offers more makes, models, colors, and styles. And Sheeler's volume operation with over 300 cars, trucks, and vans available allows more savings to you. For a choice, not a chance. Shop Sheeler's. Only a short drive from anywhere in Southwest Virginia. Exit 37, Interstate 81. Sheeler Chevrolet, Toyota, Chrysler, Dodge.
The biggest discount golf pro shop in southwestern Virginia has just opened at Countryside with the best prices and an incredible selection. Over 200 sets of golf clubs, more than 3,000 pairs of golf shoes, and golf bags in every style and color, all 20 to 50% off. Yet there's still the personal attention you'd expect from a real pro shop. This month, save over 30% on a set of Ben Hogan radio golf clubs for $519 at the new Golfers Discount Headquarters, Countryside, Roanoke.
You want me to say anything about our stations? Welcome back to Castle Coliseum. We'd like to thank our stations that are on our NIT Basketball Network over WTVK this evening. Besides the folks in Knoxville, WKPT, Channel 19, Kingsport, Tri-Cities area viewing this game this evening. WSLS TV 10 here in the Roanoke-Blacksburg area. And WWBT TV 12 in Richmond, Virginia. Folks around this area are pretty happy about what the Cavaliers have done. UVA, as those folks have a chance to go to Seattle, and most people didn't think that would have happened.
Well, they're a surprise team out of the ACC, just like North Carolina State was last year. And, of course, we all know what happened with the Cinderella story, North Carolina State Wolfpack. They went on to win the championship.
And these teams hoping to go to the Final Four of the NIT. Curry with a circus shot. It won't go. Knocked around, and Tony White there for Tennessee.
Well, Curry's still forcing things a little bit, not getting into his natural good flow.
Curry with 4 fouls, something he's going to have to worry about. And we'll see if Tennessee tries to go at Curry and get his 5th foul. 7:13 remaining in our contest. We're tied at 60.
Tennessee going into a bit of delay game here. They got 4 players around the foul line area. And now they're back into the regular offense.
Curry is guarding Tony White, and many times Tony White will take it himself all the way in there and try to draw that foul. Something Curry's going to have to think about. White works it to Beeman. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Beeman's going to have to shoot it. Right at the buzzer it goes.
Well, you see what foul trouble does to you. Al Young couldn't get as close to Beeman as he would have liked on that play. He didn't get the hand in his face, and Beeman with a shot a little bit out of his repertoire there. Not something that he's used to doing. Hit the turnaround.
And Tyrone Beeman, I think, a little bit upset with himself right there as he's called for his 4th foul on the reach-in. Perry Young back in for Virginia Tech, and John Dixon will check out.
Something point guards have to watch, too, is not only fouls on the defensive end, but because they handle the ball so much, they have to be worrying about the offensive foul, too. It kind of takes the drive away from them, something that Al Young particularly likes to do. He'd much rather drive the ball than shoot it from outside.
That was a 16 foul on Tennessee in the second half, so Virginia Tech will be on the 1-1 for the rest of the game. Beecher with a shot. It won't go, but Beecher's there to grab it himself, and he's fouled.
Well, that foul looks like it might go on Kevin Woods. Woods had good position underneath. He mistimed his jump, and Beecher doing a good job on the boards again was there. Here it is again, the shot going off the flange. Woods sky high for the board, but Beecher doing a good job following his shot. Boy, I like that. I like that when a player follows his shot.
So Beecher will have 2 shots. He's shooting 75% from the line this year. First one goes, and that makes it 62-61, and Tech can tie it up. Beecher unofficially with 13 points. Last year's Metro Conference Freshman of the Year. Second one gets a good bounce for Bobby. As Beecher makes it 62-62.
And they're picking up full court again. They're getting the trap.
Tennessee able to beat the press. They've got 3-on-2. If White wants to take it himself, he does. No foul called. And Don DeVoe is going to be charged with a technical foul.
Well, he knows it too. As soon as the referee turned around and called it on him, he shook his head. Yeah, you're right. You got me that time. I don't know if he was mad the fact that the foul wasn't called, or he was just a little bit frustrated at Tony White's play that time. White really forcing it. He didn't have the break, although they had the numbers. The other two players didn't fill the lanes, and White forced it in the paint. Beecher will shoot the free throw.
Beecher does shoot the 2 shots. It will be since it's called on the bench. And the way that DeVoe was looking at his bench, I think it may have been one of the assistants that got the technical. As DeVoe was saying, fellas, we can't get that upset. Beecher makes both passes. So it's 64-62 with 6:14 remaining, and Virginia Tech will have the basketball. The Hokies with a 2-point lead in the ball. Greg Jenkins ready to go in for Tennessee. And Tech loses control of the ball as Beecher could not handle the pass from Colbert. So a big turnover for Tech and a break for Tennessee. 6 minutes exactly to go in our game.
Greg Jenkins getting ready to check in for Tennessee. He'll check in for Tyrone Beeman.
Beeman looking for Willie Burton. Volunteers trailing by 2. One of these teams going to Madison Square Garden to take on the Michigan Wolverines on Monday night in the semifinals. Shot clock now down to 10 seconds. As Tony White is working, and a whistle and a foul call. They're going to call an offensive foul. White using his elbow.
He's trying to use that right arm to clear out. The defender doing a good job staying right with him, and White trying to get a little room, get a little space. This clock running down, only 8 seconds left on the shot clock when the foul was called. Forcing a little bit, here it comes. He makes a spin here, pushes off with the left hand, and then he changes directions. And he's called for the foul with a push off with the left hand.
Player control foul called. As Don DeVoe checks the clock, it says 5:25 to go. Virginia Tech 64, Tennessee 62. 4th foul on Tony White. Perry Young takes it to the basket, but he can't get the stuff. But a nice reverse layup as Colbert puts it in. And Virginia Tech
got a break there. Young did a good job going baseline, but I don't know what his deal was. He just misjudged the dunk. But Colbert there for the Tech Hokies to put it back.
Almost a steal by Tech. Tennessee gets it inside. And Rob Jones scores, and that cuts it back to 2 at 66-64. 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Tech with the ball and the lead. Curry off balance, just threw it up there actually. Jenkins with the rebound. Tennessee trying to run. They've got Rob Jones down court. Now they go back to Jenkins, a little bit out of control. He throws it up there. It won't go. Bad shot by Jenkins. And on the rebound, Rob Jones was called for the personal foul.
Well, Fred Jenkins forced Rob Jones to make that foul. Jenkins making Tennessee guards not doing a good job making decisions here. Forcing a break when it's not there. Not taking care of the ball the way they should. And the Hokies capitalizing on it.
So Beeman goes back in for Jenkins, who commits his second personal foul. Tech will be at the free throw line one more time. It will be Del Curry. We unofficially have Curry with 26 points, by far and away the game's leading scorer. Shot is no good, but Perry Young rebounds. He puts it up. It's no good. Burton rebounds for Tennessee. As the ball would not go 2 times there. A little pushing and shoving as Perry Young goes to the floor. 4:20 remaining. Tennessee trailing by 2 with the basketball. Willie Burton is open. They're going to give him the shot. It won't go. And a big rebound by Perry Young as he claims control.
Going into the final 4 minutes here now, the shot clock will be turned off and the game really getting physical.
And Coach Charlie Moyer decides that he wants to talk about what his strategy will be in the last 4 minutes. Virginia Tech leading Tennessee 66-64, 3:58 remaining.
not just a show, not just another event. It's a total experience.
The 15th Annual World of Wheels Custom Car, Truck, and Celebrity Spectacular. Salem Civic Center. March 23, 24, and 25. Saturday and Sunday in person on television's #1 Sizzle and Soap. Days of Our Lives. See Peter Raquel, who plays Bo Buchanan. Plus all 3 days cartoon and video arcade star Pac-Man. With rows upon rows of Hollywood's four-wheel fantasy. Share the experience, the excitement of the World of Wheels Custom Car, Truck, and Celebrity Spectacular. Salem Civic Center. March 23, 24, and 25.
The orange and maroon pom-pom shaking here at Castle Coliseum as the Virginia Tech Hokies lead the Tennessee Volunteers 66-64. The shot clock is now off. 3:58 to go, and Tech with the basketball.
Let's check the timeout situation now. Unofficially, Virginia Tech has 3 timeouts left, and Tennessee has all 5 of theirs.
Not always important in a close basketball game toward the end. Coaches try to save them as much as they can. Officials trying to work with the inbounds play, telling Tony White to give Del Curry some room to get the basketball, which he does.
The way things have gone so far tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'd almost bet on foul shots being the difference down the stretch.
Beecher misses on the shot. Woods loses control, but Burton there to pick it up. So Tennessee with a chance to tie it again. Tyrone Beeman working for Tennessee. Burton, Woods, Jones, and White, his teammates right now on the court.
Tennessee running almost everything along the baseline here, setting the screens, trying to get Burton open coming from the weak side.
Nothing there for Burton, so he gets it back out to Beeman. Shot clock is off. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game.
And I'm sure Don DeVoe told his troops in the timeout that they definitely want to get a good shot here.
Kevin Woods doesn't know what to do with the basketball. It's knocked out of bounds, and whose ball? Virginia Tech. Kevin Woods didn't know what to do with it. He left it there. Tennessee tried to retrieve it, but not in time. So Virginia Tech will take over on the turnover.
Tennessee's trouble protecting a ball continues to haunt them.
Greg Jenkins checking into the lineup for Tennessee.
Beeman with 4 fouls, really hawking Al Young.
Tony White also with 4 fouls, as he is trying to guard Del Curry.
I don't think we'll ever see Tech go into a total delay game here. I know that their attitude is they want to, if it's the shots there, they're going to take it. And Burton just all over Young as he got inside with a good position.
That's 4 fouls on Willie Burton now. So Burton, Beeman, and White all with 4. As Perry Young will be the man shooting. Perry Young has been playing a long time with 4 fouls and doing a good job.
Look at him getting a good position on Burton. Burton has no recourse but to tie him up and get whistled for the foul. That's nice to watch Perry Young play. He does such a good job setting up down on the block in the free throw lane, then flashing inside to get the pass from his guards. And then he's either going to score or he's going to get fouled. And he ranks 12th in all-time scoring for Tech. And it's no surprise.
A big free throw for Perry Young as he gives his team a 3-point lead at 67-64. 2:38 remaining. This one also good. Unofficially, Perry Young now with 15 points.
Tennessee needs a hoop here real bad.
2:30 remaining. The Volunteers trailing by 4.
Tennessee has not scored since almost the 5-minute mark.
Tony White, he's going to take it himself, and it's swatted away out of bounds. A good block by Virginia Tech. And Tennessee will keep possession.
Here it is again. Look at White go to his left. Just outquicks the defender.
And we're back to live action now. The ball swatted away several times. Tennessee had it on the glass and it wouldn't go. The ball's going to the boards with authority that time, as they had 3 or 4 shots.
Rob Jones leading Tennessee in rebounding with 10 rebounds. Did a good job to keep that ball alive. His shot was blocked.
The foul was called on Keith Colbert, his 4th personal. Fred Jenkins will be at the line. Not a shooting violation, so it will be 1-1. Jenkins misses it. Rob Jones tries to get it, but Al Young there. Good rebound for Virginia Tech.
Well, let's see what they do here now with 2 minutes left. I said they probably never go into an all-out delay, but in a game of this magnitude, you do things you don't normally do.
1:50 to go. Tech with a 4-point lead. The Hokies got a man inside. Al Young is open. He puts it off. It won't go. Tipped up, though. And Willie Burton there. Perry Young couldn't get it to go. And
Yeah, Al Young a little bit intimidated that time. They're going to call it. Tennessee's going to call a timeout because they desperately need a basket here, so I'm sure they're going to set something up and run some kind of a set play.
So Tennessee will try to do something about a 4-point deficit. 1:35 to go.
Toyota Chrysler Dodge. Sheeler's Automotive Shopping Center is the place to go for all your automotive needs. Sheeler's offers more makes, models, colors, and styles. And Sheeler's volume operation with over 300 cars, trucks, and vans available allows more savings to you. For a choice, not a chance. Shop Sheeler's. Only a short drive from anywhere in Southwest Virginia. Exit 37, Interstate 81. Sheeler's Chevrolet, Toyota, Chrysler, Dodge.
Discover taste and what a touch of Oscar's Sheraton Airport Inn does for you. Shows you've got taste, know how to do things right, know what's going on and where. A touch of Oscar's celebrates and culminates business and pleasure, morning, noon, after dark. It shows your zest for life, your touch of class. Discover what a touch of Oscar's does for you.
Discover Oscar's Sheraton Airport Inn. We've got taste.
Sharp and Mike Rada back with you at Castle Coliseum. Virginia Tech leading Tennessee 68-64, 1:35 remaining.
And with only 1:35 to play, they desperately need a basket here as they trail by 4. And let's watch Willie Burton get the screen as he's going to go down low and everybody else is going to crash the boards. I listened to Don DeVoe at the timeout.
Tyrone Beeman with the basketball. 1:30 to go. Big trip down court for Tennessee offensively, for Tech defensively. Fred Jenkins can't find Willie Burton inside. Beeman gets it to White.
He's doing a good job on Burton.
Willie Burton, a big shot for him. It won't go. Fred Jenkins tries to slam it back in, but Al Young with a rebound.
Two Tennessee players fighting that time for the ball, Jones and Jenkins. Jenkins tried to slam it instead of just laying it in like a fundamental basketball player would have.
Perry Young puts up a 5-footer, good. And that is a big bucket. 70-64, only 52 seconds to go. Tech with 6 points. Perry Young with a big basket. Tony White inside, puts it off the glass. It won't go, tipped around. Willie Burton comes down with it, and they're going to call a foul on Colbert, and that will be 5 on Keith. Keith Colbert now with his 5th foul, joining Tim Lewis on the bench. Both of those players fouling out for Virginia Tech. So that stops the clock, something that Tech did not want to do. 39 seconds to go.
Well, Colbert did a good job in the second half. Did exactly what Coach Moyers wanted him to do coming in. Spelling Dixon kept Tennessee off the boards for most of the second half of the second half. Whereas Dixon was letting Tennessee have pretty much their own way on the offensive boards early on. Colbert did a good job.
So Tennessee will have a man at the free throw line, trailing 70-64 with 39 seconds to go. Tennessee making a change as Myron Carter comes into the game, replacing Tyrone Beeman.
I think they bring Carter in to be their designated fouler here because Tyrone Beeman is going out. He has 4 fouls, and I think they want Carter in the ball game to spend a foul.
John Dixon, the man replacing Colbert, who fouled out. Willie Burton with a 1-and-1. And he makes the first one, 70-65 to score.
That was Tennessee's first point since the 4:50 mark.
Burton's second shot is there, so it's 70-66, a 4-point Virginia Tech lead. Tennessee applying the pressure. The Volunteers are going to have to foul as soon as they can. Curry almost takes it all the way in, but he wisely backs it out to Perry Young. He gets it to Al Young, and he's fouled by Myron Carter.
Now they'll bring Tyrone Beeman back in and run on the offensive end.
So So Don DeVoe shoveling players in offensively and defensively. Tyrone Beeman going back in. Carter with the foul, checking back out. So Al Young will go to the free throw line, and that's the guy that Tennessee wanted to foul. He's only shooting 55% from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's really been struggling all season long. He's tried several different styles. He's been inconsistent. See what he does here.
Al Young, shot is short, and Willie Burton rebounds for Tennessee. Gets it to Beeman. To Jenkins, 22 seconds to go. Jenkins drives in, blocked away, beautiful block by Curry, but it's knocked out of bounds as Tony White tried to save it. He couldn't do it, and a big play there by Del Curry defensively.
Well, I'll tell you what, of all the points he scored and all the hoops he's made tonight, that might have been the biggest play for him tonight. He went straight up and took the ball right out of Fred Jenkins' hands.
So Carter back in for Beeman defensively, only 18 seconds to go, and Carter immediately fouls, and they say it's a 1-and-1. Carter immediately fouling Al Young. And so we flip-flop him again. Carter goes back down, and Tyrone Beeman back in. Tennessee might have to start using their timeouts. They got plenty of them, but they haven't been using them so far.
Well, they've been stopping the clock with the foul.
Al Young with another chance. He missed the front end just a few seconds ago. He could pretty much ice it here. Only 17 seconds left, and Virginia Tech leading at 70-66. 1-and-1 opportunity for Young, but he makes this one.
That was a big free throw right there. 5 points. Puts him on the odd numbers. That's going to be tough to make up.
As the Virginia Tech fans start to sense it, that they're going to the Big Apple.
They'll be taking on the Michigan Wolverines out of the Big Ten.
Second shot is good. 72-66. And Virginia Tech called a timeout before Tennessee got the ball inbounds. 17 seconds to go. Tennessee basically needs a miracle here, Mike, trailing by 6.
Well, Tech called a timeout, I'm sure, just to talk about what they want to do on defense. They might even drop into a 2-3 zone, but that would surprise me a lot. Basically, though, what they don't want to do is foul and give up a 3-point play. If the guy drives to the basket, they're going to let him drive. Then they're going to try and box out and keep him off the boards. No offensive rebounds.
So what we will probably see is Tennessee forcing it down the court quickly. Tech may even get out of the way, let them score, and then Tennessee will take the timeout as quickly as they can. But 2 big free throws by Young and a big block shot by Curry, and it looks like the Hokies will be advancing to the semifinals. If so, they will meet Michigan in the first round, in the semifinal rounds, the first game, Monday night, approximately 6:30 Eastern Standard Time from Madison Square Garden.
Well, something I think the Tennessee coaching staff will look back on and wish they could change, but of course they can, is the 6:25 mark, the score was tied at 16-all. At the 6-minute mark, a technical was called on the Tennessee bench. The Tech went up at that point 64-62, and they've never trailed.
And they put it on the message board. Michigan in New York, Monday at 6:30. Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of these Hokie fans taking a vacation up in New York.
I'll tell you what, this would be a capping of a fine season for Virginia Tech. They had high expectations at the beginning of the season.
Tony White trying to get it down as quickly as he can. He puts it in, and Tennessee does call timeout with 11 seconds to go.
So
72-68.
So they spend a timeout. Tennessee still with 3 timeouts remaining. Tech with 2. As we watch Tony White getting passive defensive pressure, goes right into the paint and sinks it, and immediately they call timeout. What they're talking about here is, I'm sure, fouling as soon as the ball is inbounded. You'll probably see Myron Carter again foul Al Young. And they'll hope, of course, that Al Young misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and then they'll race it up court. But I think right now at this point, 72-68, 11 seconds left, it's pretty much academic.
Virginia Tech 10-4 in NIT competition. The 1973 NIT championship team under Don DeVoe, Bobby Stevens, the man who made the shot to beat Notre Dame at the buzzer in overtime. 92-91, a game that Tech fans will long remember.
And of course, Tech hoping to win another NIT as they move on to New York. And like I was saying earlier, hope to cap a fine season. They had expectations of going to the NCAA. Were disappointed a little bit when they didn't get a bid. Could have got the automatic bid, but lost to Memphis State in the finals. But they have a chance here to win a very prestigious tournament in the NIT.
Tennessee coming into this game with a record of 21-13. A lot more than many people thought they'd get when this season started. 11 seconds. Beecher works it inbounds, and I think they threw it away. They did, as Young can't get it, so it's not over yet. 10 seconds.
No, it's not over yet. I might have been premature in saying it was academic.
So the Volunteers will try to score quickly again and then take the timeout. Fred Jenkins working the ball inbounds. He gets it to Willie Burton. Burton shoots the shot. It won't go. Jenkins tries to tap it in. It won't go. And Perry Young rebounds, and he's going to be fouled, I think. Well, they won't call it. 1 second on the clock, and now they do call the foul.
Well, you know right there, David, of all the fouls the officials called tonight, you'd have think they'd have called one there.
Everybody was grabbing and reaching and poking.
1 second to go. Coach Boyer on the sideline pointing out directions.
They throw it inbounds, and this game is over. The Virginia Tech Hokies will be going to New York to face Michigan. Tennessee Volunteers fall in the quarterfinals. We'll come back to talk about it. Our final score, Virginia Tech 72 and Tennessee 68.
Yes, we know it's a big fluffy
Talk to the manager.
It is the manager.
Where's the beef?
He's putting us under the supervisor.
If you ask me, which you didn't, we should call the owner.
At Wendy's, the hamburger we modestly call a single has more beef than the Big Mac or Whopper.
We've got the owner.
Hello? Where's the beef?
Wendy's kind of people never ask, where's the beef?
I don't think there's anybody there. I really don't.
This man is looking for his life insurance policy. He wants to compare it with the Challenger, the universal life policy from Life of Virginia. Are his premiums flexible? The Challenger's are. Can he change coverage as his life changes and get competitive current interest rates on his cash value? He can with the Challenger. Call us, because when you find your old policy, you'll probably want a new one too. The Challenger from Life of Virginia.
For information about the Challenger and Life of Virginia's line of universal life insurance products, contact the Robinson Agency by calling 239-LIFE. Come in or request our computer-equipped Challenger mobile unit. We'll analyze your situation, compare your current life insurance, and provide a detailed proposal based on an insurance program that's flexible and credits competitive current interest rates. A program that offers more than protection for your insurance dollar. The Robinson Agency and Life of Virginia. Call 239-LIFE. We think you'll be glad you did.
There's a long, long trail winding right to your Toyota dealers. Because it's horse training days at Toyota right now. Bring your flivver in and trade it for one of these beauties. They're talking deals like it was the last roundup because there are special truck incentives from Toyota to dealers. Wherever you see this sign, they've got to move 20,000 trucks this month. I'm telling you, they're not horsing around.
Welcome back to Castle Coliseum. David Sharp along with Mike Rada as Virginia Tech has defeated Tennessee 72-68. Mike, something interesting about the number 68. Both teams won with that last time they played in NIT competition, as South Alabama was the loser 68-66 to Virginia Tech, and Tennessee defeated UT Chattanooga 68-66. This time 68 comes out on the scoreboard, but it's the losing side 72-68.
For Tennessee, it was a good game. For Virginia Tech, it was a better game. Both teams played exceptionally well, good defense, working the ball, doing the things they needed to do. Virginia Tech getting the transition game going when they needed to get it going. Tennessee working the ball on offense when they needed to work the ball. In the end, though, I think when you look back at it, the technical called on Tennessee's bench with 6 minutes to play, the big difference. Like I said, Tech went up at that point 64-62. They would never trail again. Tennessee would not even score again. And from 4:50 mark all the way to about 45-second mark in the first half. So when the Tennessee coaching staff looks back on that, I'm sure they'll look back with a little disdain.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about it when we come back. The final score once again, Virginia Tech 72, Tennessee 68.
Visit Avis Used Car Sales and you will find late model domestic and imported cars. But these are not ordinary cars. These are beautiful. Almost none is older than a year old, and every car has been serviced and cleaned on a strict schedule. So each comes with a 12-month or 12,000-mile limited warranty. Here at Avis, you can only find very new used cars. Avis Used Car Sales, 5536 Airport Road, Roanoke.
Phone toll-free 1-800-542-BLUE for information on innovative health care plans custom tailored to your company. We've got plans with the right stuff for you.
Hey, Craig. What do you want us to, how much? (72-68) our final score. Mike, any final comments?
Yeah, I think a key to the game was the ability of Perry Young to stay in the game. He fouled out 6 times in their first 20 games. They were 0-6 in the games that he fouled out. When he was in there, they were 14-0. So you can just see what he means to this team down the stretch.
And Dale Curry with 27 points to lead all score, a big block shot. Taking their team to New York. Michigan will be the opponent for Virginia Tech on Monday night, 6:30 at Madison Square Garden. As for Tennessee, the Volunteers end their season with a record of 21-14. They look for brighter things from next year.
No doubt about it. They've got a young team. Of course, they're losing Willie Burton among their starters. He's a senior, but they got some outstanding freshmen coming back. They've signed some excellent recruits, and we'll look for good things from them next year.
We'd like to thank our statistician, Jim Copper, in helping us out this evening. The folks from Virginia Tech and from Tennessee all been very nice to us here in southwestern Virginia. We thank you for having us here. For Mike Rated, this is David Sharp thanking you so much for being with us. Final score once again, Virginia Tech 72, Tennessee 68. Good night, everyone.